There we go. Turn the microphone on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is the JQ Edge with Dr. Brian. And our visionary founder, Cheryl Lynn, is probably listening in as she is traveling. And just to let you know, we've got lots of questions coming into our LinkedIn and our YouTube channel. And some of you are asking a very important question. Is this really science-based? And I'm here to tell you, yes, it is. In fact, Cheryl's on her way to California, where the Naruse Clinic in Santa Ana is actually doing clinical trials, and we are looking for therapists around the US to put this in their therapy clinics, mental health practice, psychology practice, to help guide clients, patients to learn JOYELY. What does that mean? Well, the first principle is science-based, and I am going to share my screen to show you that yes, it is science-based. So, as some of my friends for years, because I've been a PhD in psychology since 1989, said, is this woo-woo? And no, it is science-based. So let's start with the basics. The basics are starting with the chair of joy. It's a simple, easy practice to reset, to stop reacting to your emotions. Don't let your emotions control you. You will be able to control your emotional response. So it's simple, a practice for everyone that everyone can do. It's data-backed approach through science, and it helps with strength, resilience, and action. And I know those are the people who are on the call with us on Zoom or watching the replay know this by heart. However, I want to make sure that we go over why is this step important? Why are the four steps of the chair of joy important to practice? It's not just in crisis. It's not just in focusing on when you're having a hard time. It's a little bit of anxiety. It's when you want to do a reset. It's literally when you ask your brain, and this is really important, in calm moments and even in rushed moments, when you ask your brain, what's the best decision I can make at the moment? Your brain will give you that answer. So try to just remember that. Now, to get your brain to focus on that, we need to do a quick reset. And in order to do that, what we want to do is the chair of joy, obviously. So let's go through the steps. I'll take you through the science. Everybody, if you can, sit. Why sit? Because it helps center your body and your brain when you sit. Now, you can do it standing. Please do not close your eyes if you are driving. So sit and then breathe. Now, sit and breathe. We're going to have you picture or think of your favorite place, a calming place, someplace that really brings you, for lack of a better term, joy. Joy, what is joy? Joy is permanent. Happiness is fleeting. Let me say that again. Joy is permanent. Happiness is fleeting. So you can tap into joy. It's in your brain, it's in your body, it's in who we are as humans. So sit, take a deep breath in, hold it. And if you can hold it for about 10 seconds, that really helps. 15 really helps clear your head. Breathe out and think of that calming, happy, joyful, best place. For me, that's sitting right on the balcony outside of Laguna Beach, California. And think of that for a moment. Where's your best place? And then what are you feeling? Sit, breathe, think, feel. And through that, when you sit, stillness sets in. Intention. This is really the best part of the chair of joy for me is the intention. When you are present in the moment. When you are present in the moment, powerful things happen because focused on, you're not focused on rush, chaos, drama. You're centered. And that's a great time to ask, what's the best decision that I can make right now? What's the best decision that I can make right now? And when you do that, you're going to come up with the right answer. So if you're a mom, a dad, a grandpa, or a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar business or a CEO of a three-person business, having the mental clarity to make the best decision really is going to boost profits. It's going to help workforce retention. Most important, when you show this to your employees and you're making great decisions, they're going to come along with the ride for you. You're going to build in workforce retention. You're going to create an environment where people want to stay and work with you and therefore become your own recruiting agency. What happens when you breathe? Deep breathing clears mental clutter. Controlled breathing balances or harmonizes your body, and it literally gives you more energy. It's counterintuitive. How can I be calm and get more energy? You'll feel that in your body when you practice this. And the scientific fact, published in the Journal of Neurophysiology, found that deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces stress, and promoting relaxation. So don't worry about the physical part. Just think, I can promote relaxation, reduce stress, and focus on how am I going to reduce my stress and make a better decision? And then when you think, you consciously choose to reflect on joyful moments, positive moments, psychological well-being, and safety. So it becomes powerful. It becomes a focus related to you managing chaos, managing kids, managing business, managing employees. So it really becomes something that we want for you in the JOYELY experience. We would like you to experience multiple moments by creating a habit. So it's really when you create the habit, you're able to function at your best. You're able to make better decisions. You're able to have optimal relationships. And so it really becomes powerful when you're able to manage these. So throw in the comments your thoughts and reactions to that. And then what I really wanted to do this morning, because I was thinking about it all last night, is how do we measure these things? Well, here comes my favorite part of the JQ Edge and JOYELY experience. I'm a tool kind of guy. So mental health, I love little quizzes and assessments. So we have, of course, the Navigator, where I'm going to give you the link. We'll put it in the comments. You can take the Navigator for free. So I'll put that in the chat. I'll put it in the YouTube channel. And what does this do? It is 3 pillars. So what does that mean? It's literally the chair we stand on. So beyond the science, it is a system that when you create the habits and when you focus on how to practice and make this natural every day, now the real growth comes. So with the Navigator, the real growth comes from safety, presence, joy. Why these 3? Because they build on each other. So do I feel safety? Do I feel protected enough to be myself? Those of you who are moms, you have kids in school, you're a CEO or supervisor or manager, or you're working just whatever your job is. You don't have to be the bigwig. We call it psychological safety. There's articles all over the place about that. It's hard to function when you don't feel safe. Uh, Many of you are familiar with Maslow's um, triangle. We can't reach self-actualization if we're homeless because we're always under stress, under pressure, worried about somebody taking my stuff. Am I going to get beaten? If you don't have a little roof over your head, it's hard to feel safe. And we can build on that. We'll talk about this next week, what happens in the workplace when employees don't feel safe. So the safety part I love is because what happens is, can you be yourself? Sometimes we get to a workplace or a new relationship and we are not acting as ourselves. When you're acting as yourself, that's going to be your best self. When you're trying to be someone else or you're on guard, that is not psychological safety. Next pillar, presence. Am I here right now focused on what matters? And yesterday, frankly, I was having a meeting with Cheryl, our CEO and visionary, and we had a guest come into the office, and I was finishing a text, and sometimes I need prompting. So Cheryl prompted me and said, if you need to be on your phone, please step out. If you want to be here fully, be here fully. Not a criticism, just feedback. And so when you focus on what's happening, when you focus on the moment, what happens? Powerful things happen. One, everyone in the room can feel that you're paying attention. We all want to feel listened to. We all want a sense of connection. And you've all been there in a meeting, talking with family and friends where you just feel left out. You don't have to be the focus, but we can all feel it when we make eye contact with you. Are you here present or are you drifting off thinking of other things? And then joy. What is joy? And so putting it all together, sit, breathe, feel, think, safety, presence, joy. When you show up and you have joy, multiple things happen. Are you connected to the energy that keeps you going? Now, many things keep us going. The basics, do you feel connected? Do you like what you're doing? Are you focused on what's happening? And so when you are present, that's when the power comes. Better relationships, better communication, better team connection, better connection with everyone, more workplace connection. And with that, it becomes self-sustaining, and your business, your family, your relationships will grow. So, like I mentioned, you can go to joyely.outgrow-us/joyely-5 or message me on LinkedIn to get the free navigator quiz. Let's see, where are you at with being your best, with being safe, with being connected? And I'm going to put that in the chat right now. So today we just summarized everything. It's sit, breathe, feel, think. It's the three pillars. It is safety, presence, and joy. And when you practice this and you make it a habit, we have the science behind it. We have thousands of clients who have experienced this. We have research that lets me say proudly and confidently, this is the next evolution in personal and business development. It's going to carry all of you to the next step, to be more productive, to be joyful, to be in charge of your emotions. Stay tuned for tomorrow. It's 8 o'clock on the dot. I'm going to end the Zoom. Thank you all for joining, and please feel free to connect with me, Dr. Brian Grossman, on LinkedIn. Leave your comments on YouTube or LinkedIn, and see you tomorrow.